Hi survivors, it's me representing reporting to you. Please excuse the quality of this video once again. Um, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something different, but right now money's tight. So y'all just listen to the message, and if it frees up, I charge it to my head and not to my heart. I just have to make do with what I have. Um, so this is a follow-up in regards to the last video that I posted about the entire bank. I don't know if I should even say the word. That situation. If you don't know what I'm speaking about, please go back and look at the previous video. I don't know if you guys are familiar. A lot of us are. The talk show host Wendy Williams, very successful, hugely successful. She started out in radio, and then she eventually got her own talk show. The Wendy Williams show. She is huge, and she's made millions and millions of dollars. I know in the last month or so, I watch a lot of television, allegedly. She hasn't really been appearing on her show, on her own show. They've been bringing in, different hosts to, like different celebrities, people with big personalities and people with big followings on her show to do the hosting. So they were saying allegedly that she was suffering from medical issues, dealing with health issues and mental issues. They were recently saying that she was, in so many words, incoherent, and she couldn't properly manage her own money. Now, who comes up with this? So I know in the last year or so, maybe a little bit longer than this, she recently divorced her husband, and allegedly he's supposed to be getting alimony, from her money as well. But I want to read you guys the article because I really don't like to elaborate and talk about things, if I don't really have all the facts. But this is really what's been going on with her. And I want to let y'all hear this, listen to this article. And then you guys can make a decision of what you want to do, where you put your money. This is what this video is about. I've been hearing so many stories lately since the beginning of this pandemic of things people have been going through with their money in these financial institutions. I have a lot of bad experiences with this same financial institution that she's going up against. I mean, money was coming up missing out of my accounts. I have to say allegedly, but this is true and factual. As to how could I sue them? And so much money, with type of money most of us do not have, I'm going to say yet. So it's like you just suffered a loss. These financial institutions, they know it. They know a lot of us, we can't pursue suing them. It's going to cost literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just sending a letter to the bank in itself, it's not good enough. Believe me, I've been through it. By the time my lawyers finished telling me all the legalities and all the money you have to come up front in trying to even sue them, and they say even then a lot of people don't win because these people got all this money. They have all our money. So let's listen to this article. It says, Wendy Williams is denying accusations about the state of her mental health following her bank, Wells Fargo, freezing her accounts and requesting a hearing from the New York Supreme Court to determine whether the TV personality who has been on hiatus from the Wendy Williams show since July 2021 due to health complications is attorney LaShawn Thomas. A statement provided by publicist Zanotti to Variety Monday. During this hiatus from the show, Wendy has employed holistic health professionals to help her reach her optimal health during her treatment of Graves' disease and also thyroid concerns. And then it goes on to say, in an affidavit filed with the New York Supreme Court, Williams states for more than 2 weeks, Wells Fargo has repeatedly denied my request to access my financial assets, which total over several $1 million. I have submitted multiple written requests to Wells Fargo. and I have visited various Wells Fargo branches in the South Florida area in an effort to resolve this matter outside of the courtroom. To date, I have submitted and made over a dozen requests regarding the financial damages resulting from Wells Fargo's decision to unlawfully deny me access to my accounts. As a result of my inability to access my financial assets, I have defaulted, and I am at risk of defaulting on several billing and financial obligations, including, but not limited to, mortgage payments and employee payroll. As Variety reported last week, Williams will not be returning to her daytime talk show this season, and the future of her show remains in flux. Meanwhile, Sherri Shepherd is in advanced discussions with Lionsgate's Dabnor Mercury for her own daytime talk show, which could potentially replace Williams' series, sources say. In the affidavit, Williams accuses her former financial advisor, Lori Schiller, of alleging that she was of unsound mind in leading Wells Fargo to freeze her accounts. Despite my decision to terminate Schiller as a result of her improper conduct in relation to my accounts, Wells Fargo continues to deny me access to my financial assets and statements. I just want to elaborate right here. This lady, Schiller, allegedly, she works for Wells Fargo. This is what everybody's been saying. I've been following the story for a while. And since she works for Wells Fargo, she's like in a high ranking at this bank. When Wendy Williams fired her, that's when Wendy Williams started going through all these problems. And so it goes on to say, as I am in the process of auditing my current vendor and service contracts to ensure that all personal and business relationships are in line with my current needs, it is essential that I have access to all of my financial property. It appears that Schiller was and is disgruntled by this decision for a potential change in direction, and it saddens me that respondents and I have not been able to resolve this controversial controversy amicably. Williams' attorney added in her statement, it saddens Wendy that Wells Fargo has chosen to believe the allegations of a former employee who is upset because she no longer has direct and unfettered access to Wendy's financial affairs. First of all, is that even legal? See, this is what I'm saying. Like, all these people playing boss hog outlaw with our lives, with our health, with our money. Not only this here financial institution, but this system, the powers that be. None of this stuff is legal. I've never heard in my life where a bank can just make a decision, a representative of a bank can just make a decision in regards to your mental or your health or your physical health and say that you can't be over your own money and just freeze your money like that when we have bills on a daily basis that we have to pay. When people eat every day, you have to drink water every single day. Every single day we spend money, whether we know it or whether you're doing it physically or not. Use lights, water, gas, all these things. And this lady has a successful business. She has a payroll that she has to pay these people who also have to pay bills. So this was the thing that just really took me by, really with these banks. This is corrupt. It's extremely corrupt. And then it's different. To me, it would make a difference if your family member perhaps came in, and if you're on drugs and alcohol, and if you're a menace to society, and if you're a menace to yourself, and to keep you from harming yourself, limiting access to your funds, or just making sure they have power of attorney over you, where they can make the right choices and decisions with your finances and be responsible for how the money goes out in regards to paying your mortgages, paying your bills, making sure you have food, paying your payroll. That's different. But this wasn't even a family member who made this decision. Y'all, it's really scary out here nowadays. I mean, I'm really serious. I mean, this stuff is crazy what everybody's dealing with. This lady is a multi-millionaire, and she is going through this. I'm going to read a little bit more of this article. I know I kind of shook up, but it's that is crazy to me. Everybody's with a side eye now with these banks, especially after hearing this story. And y'all, this is the thing. I look at bad things. It's lessons in life to be learned about every single thing. When things like this happen, we have to learn from it. And that's how we grow. Sometimes it takes bad things to happen for good things to happen. And now the system is being exposed, allegedly, these banks being exposed, everything that we once depended on in our life, and well, a lot of us still depend on it. We finally seeing that these things are not good for us. We have become so complacent. We put our money in these banks. We depend on the banks to care for our money, monitor our money, do the right things with our money. And this is not the case anymore. We depended on the system to make sure we had housing and water and food and clothing and, and to take care of our health. And we see that's not the case anymore. So, we just have to go about doing things differently. It says that, let me go back. Whatever. Wendy had to unfortunately bring this action because Wells Fargo has refused to honor her power of attorney. Okay, she has a power of attorney, granting her son, which is in his sound mind. Her son is in his sound mind, and there's nothing physically wrong with him neither. Granting her son authority to make inquiries to the bank on Wendy's behalf. Wendy further believes that all of the false narratives currently making the rounds derive from this source, and she is saddened that she once considered this person a friend. Wendy can't believe that Wells Fargo has wrongly denied her access to her funds without justification. She has spoken to several bank representatives and have even gone into a local branch to discuss this issue with the bank managers. As clear evidence, there are no concerns about her state of mind. In fact, Wells Fargo alleged suspicions were never raised until Wendy made it known that she no longer wanted to bank at Wells Fargo due to the bank's mishandling of her complaints against her advisor. I mean, that's basically all that y'all needed to know. I wanted to, tell you guys the seriousness of what's going on with different things that we depend on in this world that really means us no good. And I hope this helped you guys. It really helped me because, I remember my grandparents back in the day. My grandfather, he buried his money in the backyard. When he passed, I never forget it. My uncle, one of my uncles from the service, he's now retired. He went up to the highest ranking in the service, to major. He went from captain, lieutenant, whatever. He was major. But anyway, I had 3 or 4 of my uncles like that, and my grandfather also served in the service. That's where we get our whole prepping mentality from, and our survival mentality from in our family. He went into my grandfather's house, and he had an axe. I mean, he boom, boom, boom. I'll never forget it. And he was putting holes in the wall. We all knew what it was. Even though my grandfather didn't tell us, we was like, okay, he's getting money out the wall. He came out with all this money. And my grandfather used to love coins. I think my grandfather ended up having like a couple of $1,000s in coins in the walls. He had put it in the walls, and then he had sheetrocked it. This is how smart this man was. But, I remember those people back in the day, they didn't trust in the banks. And there was another story, I think, was it during the Great Depression, y'all? When the banks had messed over all those people money, and in the stocks, they got messed over in the stocks, and I don't know if that's what created it, I forgot. But you guys, pay attention to these types of stories, and this help us to know how we move. I hope this lady, I don't care what's going on with her, I don't feel like the banks have any right to make that decision. I think like if a family member, like they said, her son who's been appointed power of attorney, if he goes and said, look, my mama can't be over this money right now, so I have to be over it, and he shows documentation and proof why he has to be over with his mother's consent. If she's in her sound mind, and if she's not, he has to take over and make sure that everything is going the right way. Apparently she trusts her son, which is a great thing that she has him by her side to take care of her and to be able to be there for her in her time of need. Y'all, we can't trust these people out here. We just can't trust these people out here. We have to be totally independent. Totally independent in every area of our life. Okay, y'all. So I'm not going to keep on going on. I hope we all got the point. So watch this world. Watch the weather. Smell your water. Purify your water before you use it. And don't forget, if you're looking for land anywhere in this country, I can help you out. Send me an email at purposezan@gmail.com. A lot of you already been emailing me in regards to helping you to find land. Also, we have some things on our website that'll keep you warm in this dark winter, and you can also be able to cook with. And follow me also on all of my other platforms, and please subscribe to my Patreon page if you can. I have survivalism classes every single week, and thanks to all of you guys who have been and keep surviving. ZanHero.com.